Boom, ever onward tribe. This month's Commander's Coffee stemmed from two conversations I had just within the last week or two. So I had two conversations that really kind of highlighted points or something that I wanted to talk about. And so the two concepts are leadership styles, and then embracing your contradictions. These came off two separate conversations. I had a speaking event with a really high energy executive team that I enjoyed my time with, and one of the during the question and answer, one of the executives was asking me, what type of leadership style do you recommend? And it got me thinking. This is a subject I've thought about before, but I don't know if I've talked about it. I don't think I've talked about it in the post, in this idea of leadership styles. There are a lot of different leadership styles. There's the tyrant, the visionary, the servant leader. I mean, there's all these different styles that you could read books about, myriads of books about, and how to be an effective, capable, successful leader. And what it really makes me think of is that I think the pursuit of a actual style is not the right line of thinking. I think you need to be an authentic version of whatever leader you're going to become, or whatever you want to develop into. I think it's very hard to fake or kind of become something you're not. So authenticity, I think, is where you want to be. I've seen every manner of leader do so very successfully, and I've seen them fail miserably. Like, I have seen the tyrant and the kind of screaming, almost lunatic leader that actually had tremendous vision, very capable, and while they're no fun to work for, they were actually a very effective leader. I've seen cerebral leaders that don't have a lot to say and kind of keep to themselves that were effective. And I've seen both those styles utterly hand grenade and fall apart. So it usually came much more down to who the person was and how they implemented that leadership style, much more so than just the style itself. So there's non-negotiables. I mean, without question, you have to set the example. You have to be the person that has, good judgment and decision making. You have to earn trust from your troops. If you want your team to show up late or early and you show up late, you're dead in the water before you start. So those non-negotiables are absolutely critical, but they, in my mind, are deconstructed from the style in which they're delivered. So when it comes to leadership styles, take less time figuring out what style you think is best or what might work, or getting caught up in some fad way of doing something as a leader. Be your authentic self, your authentic leader, and just make sure you don't violate the non-negotiables, and you deliver it in such a way that is very organic and real to you. If you do that, your troops will respond and the organization will respond. The other part of the post this month is about embracing your contradictions. This came up from a funny reconnection with a buddy of mine that I played college sports with. As many of you know, in the tribe, or from reading my books or kind of my background, I'm not a drinker. I've never drank a drop of alcohol. I don't do drugs. I've never smoked a cigarette. I mean, I take very few even over-the-counter medicines. I don't like my body altered in a way other than from hard exercise or pushing myself in some physical way. And yet, I enjoy a cigar or a pipe every once in a while. I've got an uncle that used to smoke a pipe with this kind of classic Irish pipe tobacco, and I have fond memories of that. And every once in a while, I have a cigar. Not often, but I enjoy them. And so this buddy of mine, we're kind of reconnecting. Had dinner, we're after dinner, he's having some drinks, we're outside on this beautiful patio, and I pulled out a cigar, and it blew his mind. He was like, what is going on right now? There is no way you smoke cigars. I said, well, I don't smoke them a lot, and my sense is in the litany of ills I could engage in, that this one's probably on the lower end of the spectrum, particularly with the lack of frequency, but I do. And he kind of made the comment, he's like, man, that's quite a contradiction. Somebody that's, he's known me well, knows I don't do that, and he thought it was quite a contradiction. And it made me really think that I think sometimes our contradictions are actually, in some ways, the best parts of ourselves. No one's perfect, and no one's going to live to some standard. I mean, I think everyone should hold themselves to an exceptionally high standard in their moral, ethical behavior, character, the way you influence the world, the way you carry yourself, the way you connect to people, your loved ones, your peers, those you work with. I think that's hugely important. But no one's ever going to knock it out of park 1,000. And if you haven't recognized at this point that not only will you not make most people happy, it's very hard to make a lot of people happy. you just need to be authentic to who you are, and those often are dealing with the contradictions that we have in our lives. So I was trying to think of some of the others that are mine. One of the things is I'm terrible at math. I'm horrible at even basic arithmetic. My brain does not understand that language, it never has. It's something I really struggle with. But I went into a profession, I went into a job in the SEAL teams that has a very high technical level of skill and calculations that need to be made. You need to be able to do your dive calculations for underwater operations. You need to do distances and gauge and do math of those distances to make sure calling for fire or shooting at an enemy is done effectively and safely for you. So a lot of calculations. I could have easily let that derail my path to be a SEAL, but that wouldn't have got me where I wanted to be, into an organization that I felt very much designed to go do and had really found a home. And had I let the contradiction of not being good at math and going into one that required that skill, I never would have set to that task, and that would have been a huge error. I'm trained at and very much enjoy fighting and combat. It's something that I frankly got good at, put a lot of effort into, and I enjoy the intensity of that exchange between two people. At the exact same time, I'm not a violent person by nature. I don't believe, and I actually don't like hurting people. In fact, much more to the point, I hate hurting people. It takes something away from who I am or hurts something deep inside me when I hurt someone or something. So it's something I'm very aware of, and that seems a tremendous contradiction. But I also think it created, even that contradiction, a tremendous balance in being able to recognize that on the battlefield, I got to make good decisions above and beyond just what's in front of me based on that contradiction of, yes, I can hurt somebody. I don't enjoy to do it, so let's make the best choice. I like going 1,000 miles an hour in what I'm doing, whether it's working out or reading or writing. I want to go all in. And if I'm not going all out on something, I honestly want to be on a couch taking a nap or going to sleep. I don't have a lot in between. I have buddies that are, aggressive and just go and work, go in their play, go at home with their family schedule. And I need those counterpoints to kind of balance me out. So I've been running a little bit long on this post, so I'm going to wrap it up. When it comes to leadership styles, don't try and find the style. Find that style that's authentic to you and be the best version of that. And embrace your contradictions. It could be some of your best stuff. Ever onward.